Hey, so I have these little Jesus dolls, and I don't know if you can tell, but on the sash it says, I don't think it's focusing. It says Jesus loves you. Okay, and I got like a bag of like 50 or 100 of these. It was a lot, and I just was gonna sprinkle them places as I saw fit, as I felt moved to, and then one day this one kid in my class who likes to give me like little Christian trinkets and toys and stuff like that, she wanted to offer me one that did not say Jesus loves you on the sash. So I was like, hey, you keep those because I have ones that say Jesus loves you on the sash and I know you're going to want them. So you keep it or give it to someone else. I don't need it. And I'll bring in the bag of my things. They have different colors and you can have one of each color. Don't care. I'll bring it in tomorrow. So I brought it in. She wanted one of each color. And a couple of the other kids who are like overtly Christian, like I am, like I wear this kind of stuff like every single day, so they know who I am and who I believe in. But anyway, so some of them are very public and open about it. So when in the morning when they were coming in, the one girl, I was like, all right, here you go, which colors you want? She chose one of each color, and then a couple of the other kids wanted some. And it's just been like a sprinkling every once in a while of like kids who ask me for one. And so my work bag in the fall and the spring is like the semi-transparent holographic almost bag. So I put the little baggie in my bag, and it just so happens that like the most of the papers and bigger stuff are in the back, which ends up more against my body. And like, so the bag of the Jesuses and some of the other stuff is in like the more of the front. It just happens that way. And there's no like pockets or anything. It's just like a tote bag. So anyway, so some kids over this time period from when I initially brought these in to now will see it in the bag and they'll be like, what is that? Are those little Jesuses? And I'll be like, oh yeah. And they'll be like, can I have one? So whatever. At one point my principal messaged me, like sent me an email like, what's up with the Jesus dolls? And so I told her the whole story and she was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And I was like, should I take them out of my bag? Like I was thinking that, but I wasn't gonna ask her that. Though she is pretty good with like, if people complain about, this stuff. I had a parent last year that was complaining a lot about it. She'll have my back. So, whatever. It's not like I'm teaching the kids the Bible and stuff. I'm in a public school. So anyway, today for some reason I had like this influx of fifth graders. I teach fourth grade, an influx of fifth graders that were like not my kids from last year coming in with like one or two of my kids from last year to ask me for Jesus dolls. And I was like, okay, they're really popular today. Sure, whatever. So like usually they come in the morning and say hi to me, and it was like throughout the day. It was constant kids coming in and ask me for some. I was just, all right, like I'm not going to gatekeep them, like here, take them. So at the very end of the day, I had two kids that came in. One of them was mine from last year, and another one, I like never saw this kid in my life. And I thought I knew who all the fifth graders were, but whatever. So they were in there and they're just standing there. So I hugged them. I'm trying to do dismissal, so it's like a bit chaotic, like a circus in my class. And I'm like, oh, hey, like, did you have a great day? Like, oh, I'm so glad, whatever. And like trying to do the stuff with my kids, and they're just standing there watching. And I'm like, okay, like, what are you doing? Why are you still here? And so some of my kids are like, hey, they want the Jesus doll. That's why they're here. And I'm like, well, they have to ask for it. I'm not just going to offer it to them or give it to them. They have to like actually ask, and then when they did, I gave it to them. And then a couple of my other kids saw it and they were like, oh yeah, like, cause one kid like uses it so much, it's totally discolored. So he ended up being one of the last ones to give. And I like got, all of them are gone now. This is like the last one I have left basically. Other like of just random colors that I would sprinkle places, that I had in my house for whatever purposes, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I was thinking after the fact, after I finally got rid of all my kids, they all went to their parents or got on the bus or whatever the case may be. And I'm walking to my car and I'm thinking like, that's really funny how I was like, they have to ask me, because in my situation, like I work in a public school, so I can't just like be offering him out to people. Like it's, I can't really be doing that. I'll get in trouble. But at the same time, like, as a follower of Jesus, like he'll knock at the door, he'll be making himself known to you and trying to soften your heart and everything so that you seek him. But you have to be the one who makes the choice to follow him, to look for him. And like, yeah, even though he's right there, like you have to put forth that effort and make the choice to follow him or want to look for him or acknowledge him. You know what I mean? Like that. So it's just like me. Like, I can't just offer it and he's not going to violate your free will by shoving himself on you. So I just thought that was like a little God wink of sorts today, and I wanted to share it. So yeah, if you want to get some of these little Jesus dolls, you'll be surprised, I think, by how popular they are among kids and other people. So yeah, God bless.